Day 1. Time approximately 8:30 p.m. Location Sunshine Plaza, outskirts of Canterlot. Warning: vital parameters absent. Warning: medical supplies exhausted. Warning: all emergency channels are mute. Warning: wrap up, warning, wrap up! Puppysmiles was trotting down the streets of Canterlot's suburbs, singing her personal version of the greatest hit ever in all of Equestria, trying to match the suit's timing so that it seemed like a chorus. And no, it didn't really work. The medical supplies tired. Warning, wrap up, warning, wrap up. We'll soon need batteries. Negative energy supply is sufficient. Estimated lifetime of the spark before red level 1200 years. Oh, come on, just sing along and stop whining. Negative, this is not whining, this is a warning. I can supply appropriate audio samples of whining. Warning for what? Everything will be alright as soon as we find our mom. She's the coolest pony ever. Negative. Mom is not a pony. It's an acronym for... Of course Mom is a pony, and she's not an acrobat either. Negative. It's Ministry of Morale. Puppysmiles giggled. Silly Mr. Suit. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. She giggled again. Ministry of Morale, as if that has to do anything with... Puppy trotted the deserted roads, past the bombed-out relics of ghosts of ponies long dead. As daylight faded into dusk, she found herself in a large city square before a statue of Princess Celestia. Wow, pretty Princess Celestia, when I'm big, I want to be a princess too. Puppy paced around the monument with curiosity, trying to find a way onto the statue's back. Having a ride on a gigantic marble Celestia seemed just too awesome to be a bad idea, but as she prepared to start her ascent, the suit interrupted. Warning: hostile detected. Distance 20 meters. Analyzing. A red dot appeared on the compass beside her pink objective. Turning to face it, she saw a pony watching her from the doorway of a post office. At last! Some pony else. What's his name? Hostile? That's a funny name. The filly skipped towards him with her best winning smile. Hi, Mr. Hostile! I'm Puppysmiles. Warning: hostile at 6 meters and closing. Oh, and this is Mr. Voice. He lives in my spacesuit and whines all the time, but he's super smart. The creature stared at Puppy with an empty, glowing gaze. He was a horribly disfigured earth pony. His mane was almost completely gone, and skin peeled off his body in several places, revealing rotting meat and yellow bones. Gah! Growled the ghoul as he took a step towards her. Something wrong with you, Mr. Horse? Analysis complete. Creature, Canterlot feral ghoul. Threat level, lethal. Tactical retreat is advised. Puppy stopped, transfixed by the ghoul's unwavering red glare, suddenly aware of the horror standing before her. The ghoul simply stood and stared back. I forgot something very important. Sorry, gotta go. Bye-bye. The fool turned and sprinted for her life, scrambling over bones and screaming like the scared little filly she was. Ah! The ghoul watched her display until she disappeared from sight, then sauntered back into the post office. After several blocks, Puppy finally decided it was safe to slow down and catch her breath. She looked over her shoulder, hoping the monster had given up the chase. The street was empty. Lucky Puppy, she was the best runner ever. Maybe she could do a sonic rainbow without even flying. Was that possible? Would have been super cool for sure. Okay, Mr. Voice. You're the egghead? Is that not so pretty pony still chasing us? Negative. Scanning shows no activity in the area. Super! Now let me just catch some breath, then... Puppy realized something strange. She was barely winded, despite having just ran half a kilometer at full gallop. She had really only stopped because she felt she should be tired. This seemed a teeny tiny bit wrong and made Puppy recall all the warnings the suit kept giving her. Maybe there was something that she needed to know. Mr. Voice? Am I ill? Running diagnostic procedure. Please wait. Negative. The subject is not ill, nor wounded or poisoned. Puppy felt relieved. The thing about not being hungry or tired was probably nothing unusual. Her mom was always awake after Puppy's bedtime. She never got tired. Maybe she was growing up at last. Yush! Puppy was becoming a big pony like Mom. Diagnosis complete. The subject is deceased. Deceased? You just told me I was alright. Negative. I told you that you were not ill. The filly frowned. Wait just a moment. I'm not ill, but I'm diseased? Negative. You are deceased. But that's the same thing I said. Negative. The word you are using is incorrect. Just stop with it. I say tomato, you say tomato thing. I was boring even when I was 5. You don't want to tell me what's wrong? Fine. I don't want to know. Nah. Puppy stuck her tongue out at the helmet hut and started following her pink compass heading. She barely noticed that the night had drawn in around her, and she could still see her way as clearly as day. Unknown to Puppy, her eyes now shone with a faint pink light. Day 1. Time approximately 10 p.m. Location: Dead Hills, Wasteland. As the yellow-suited filly made her way out of the city, she found herself at the top of a long and winding road. As it stretched into the distance, she saw it pass through a desolate landscape of scorched hills and dead forests, with little sign of civilization in between. In the darkness, Puppy slowed to a stop and looked around, confused. Hey, Mr. Voice, are you super duper sure that this way is okay? We're not heading anywhere near the mountain top? Affirmative. Nearest likely intact Mom hub is located in this direction. However, it is not currently broadcasting. Other hubs are also located further down this route. The little filly frowned for a moment, as it seemed that some big ears were making a lot of noise in her head while she was trying to translate what the suit just had said. In the end, she just smiled. Okie dokie dokie, let's sing something then. Okay, this is going to happen once and not more.
Ooh, this is my jam!
There is a place where the grass was for dinner. John, fun and wild. There must be something in the water. Spin, rainbow juice, floating elements of harmony. Our bonies hang out too. Cause there's nowhere off the city.
Come on, every pony.
You could travel the wild hours, but no one can groove like the girls with the moves. Once your party was ponies, you'll be singing rainbows. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Equestria, girls were kind of magical. Boots on the loose, bikinis on top. Furry coats of you will blow your mind. Equestria, girls we're only better. Us fine heels will hop till we drop. Cutie marks, glitter, then silver goes up.
3.
Let's continue. In the wasteland, walking down the road, making as much racket as she was, is just asking for trouble. Within half an hour, Puppy had attracted the attention of every potential aggressor in the area, though most of them were a bit wary of how to proceed. Warning: several hostiles detected. Caution is advised. Huh? Mr. Hostile again? Puppy looked around in a frantic pace. She was sure that he had lost him in town. How could he? Suddenly the filly fell on her rump as a stinging pain in her left hind neck made it buckle. The pain wasn't that bad, but for some reason she couldn't get up. Owie! A group of 3 ponies were running in her direction, screaming and foaming like mad. You! I'm gonna eat your heart! Rah! I want this helmet! It's mine! I saw it first! It's mine! Mine! It's not bleeding! Why isn't he bleeding? Make it bleed! Warning: breach in containment layer. Exposure to external elements unavoidable. Survival of subject not guaranteed. Self-repairing magic activated. The four waved a hoof at the new arrivals. Hi, pretty ponies. I'm Puppysmiles. Have you seen my mom? Oh, and watch out for the horseflies. They sting like crazy. Puppy just sat smiling at the 3 ponies, trying to behave and ignore the annoying sting on her leg. Stupid insects. The trio of ponies rushing towards her showed no sign of slowing down. She frowned for a moment. Is something wrong? Immobilize that bastard! Cut his legs off! I want to see how he does as a snail! A large earth pony tackled Puppy to the ground, effectively burying her under his sheer bulk. The other 2 ponies split up. The unicorn kept his distance and trained a rifle at the foal's head, while the earth pony mare pinned Puppy's forelegs. Got you! Now hold still! Warning: pink agent, the Lorne type detected. When the earth pony landed on Puppysmiles, a thick pink cloud puffed out from the large bullet hole in the suit, right in his face. At first the pony looked annoyed, but this emotion was rapidly replaced by realization, fear, panic, terror, as finally his head started to melt. Ah! It's killing me! The other 2 raiders stared in disbelief at the massive earth pony as his face melted and dripped from his skull like an ice cream on a hot summer's day. The earth pony mare looked at the filly inside her helmet. She seemed so small, so innocuous. She has big, pink, gleaming eyes. It's a girl! Back off! Back off! The mare tried to flee, but started coughing up blood. It was too late to run. She had already tasted the pink venom, and without a healing potion, she was just as dead as her companion. The unicorn screamed in panic like a foal, threw the rifle against Puppy's helmet, and then ran for his life. In the meantime, the big male rolled from Puppy's back as liquefied rain leaked from its skull's orbits and splashed onto the asphalt. The female tried to run while choking on her own blood, managing to get about 100 meters before collapsing. Warning: breach in the containment layer. Exposure to external elements unavoidable. Survival of the subject is not guaranteed. Repairs in progress. Puppy was reeling, shell-shocked by the big pony dying right in front of her. It was worse than a horror movie, mostly because it was real. What in Equestria could have done that? Melting a head with all the skin and the bones, and suddenly she realized. Mr. Horsetail, he had the same melted face. He killed them. And now she was next. No, 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 no! That wasn't good. She had to get up and run away super fast. Rainbow Dash fast. Unfortunately, her leg wasn't cooperating. She tried to get up and run, but could barely manage to stagger. So stagger she did as fast as, let's say a crippled turtle. Repairs completed. Containment restored. Running medical diagnostics. Subject deceased. Don't you dare start that again! We're in a pinch here! Negative. No immediate threats detected. Hostile count in the area 0. Count? Mr. Hostile is a noble pony? Negative. The correct word is hostile. You are distorting the meaning of— What are you? A dictionary? I'm tired of your fancy words. Puppy sighed with frustration. Look, there's a super evil zombie pony count after us. We have to get out of here before he finds us again. Negative. There's a misunderstanding. Cut it out! Proportions. As the anger grew inside Puppy, her eyes began to burn. No, really, they were literally producing brilliant pink flames. They were so bright that she could finally see herself reflected in the glass of the helmet, working like a mirror in the darkness. What Poppy saw was a terrible creature with mad, burning eyes, a soulless monster that scared her to the bone. Speechless and completely lost in the vision, Puppy fell to the ground. She clutched the helmet between her hooves, closed her eyes, and started to cry. There were no tears, but it was a loud, a soul-felt wail that lasted for hours. Day 2. Time approximately 6:45 a.m. Location Dead Hills, Wasteland. During the night, several creatures had been lured by the sound, but none of them had dared to approach the yellow filly. Something about her unsettled them deeply. It was already morning by the time Puppy finally stopped crying. Slowly she lowered her hooves from the helmet and opened her eyes. The suit had gone moot since her little scene the previous night. Now she was starting to feel a little bit lonely. Mr. Voice? Are you there? Affirmative. All systems are powered and ready. Ah, right. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shout at you. Warning. This program is not designed for socializing. The emergency mode only provides hardware support, voice command interpretation, and basic survival advice. Please, please don't leave me alone. I'm sorry. Please take me to my mom. Location Mom already set as priority navigation point. Puppy hesitated for a moment, trying to understand what the voice was implying. Are you saying that we are still going to find Mom together? Affirmative. It is the set priority. Yay! I love you, Mr. Voice! Puppy was suddenly interrupted by the sound of a manly, metallic laugh, but it wasn't coming from inside her helmet. The filly looked around, trying to pinpoint the source, and found a sprite bot fluctuating in the air behind her. Hi? I'm Puppysmiles. After her last experience with newcomers, she wasn't completely sure that the "every pony is a welcome pony" approach was the best one, but she had been told to be nice and she didn't want to disappoint her mother. The sprite bot hovered for a few moments longer, then replied, "Oh, hi Puppy. Can I call you Puppy? You're quite an interesting encounter." Puppy smiled happily. A friend at last. Sure, every pony calls me that. What's your name, Buzzing Eye? I am Watcher. Pleased to meet you. The fool tilted her head. What are you watching? Well, Anything that I find interesting, really. Wow, that must be a lot of things. The bot laughed for a moment. Well, yes, quite a lot. Say, is that a fully functioning Mark VI Omni environmental suit you are wearing? Nope, it's a spacesuit. It's super cool and it also talks, but I can't get out of it. Oh, and how did you get inside it? A pretty pony put me into it yesterday. Yesterday? Can I ask who that pony was? Puppy pondered for a moment. She had a pretty white vest and made me sing the Pony Pokey. It was all a bit crazy. She didn't tell me what her name was. Crazy? Like what? The filly frowned, trying to remember the important details of the encounter. Well, there was this big bubble all around the castle, and the streets were full of ponies and soldier ponies, and then all that pink mist and— Whoa, slow down for a moment. Pink mist? Castle? Do you mean Canterlot? Yep, well, not Canterlot. We live downhill, but it's still Canterlot, you know? Yes, I know. The voice hesitated. And this happened yesterday? Nay, it was a couple of days ago. Yesterday I woke up and all the pretty ponies were gone. And my house was gone too, and there were lots of corpse ponies, and it was creepy. And a really ugly pony chased me, but now it's okay because me and Mr. Voice are going to find my mom. The Spritebot was silent for a long time. Puppy just kept smiling, waiting for a new friend to say something else. When the voice finally came back, it sounded distant and somehow not so friendly. So, after the thing with the pink cloud, you went to sleep and you woke up the next day and everything was just gone? Yep. And you've not been able to get out of the suit since, and you haven't had to drink or eat or go to the restroom? Nopey mopey, the filly smiled, and Mr. Voice said it was because I was diseased. But then he said no, and then yes, and we had this big argument about fancy words. And can I ask you where you're going right now? And last, an easy question. Sure, I'm going to find my mom. Mr. Voice found her and I'm following the super nice pink arrow. When I find her, everything will be alright. This Mr. Voice pointed you in that direction? Down this road? Yes. Wow, Mr. Watcher, you're super curious, aren't you? You should be called Mr. Questioner. The filly giggled. The voice didn't say anything for almost a minute. Oh, Celestia, I can't. Listen, puppy, Yes? The filly's eyes grew bigger. The voice went mute again for a long while. I'm sorry. I have to go. I wish you luck. Sure, good luck to you too. When I find my mom, I'll tell her that you were nice to me. Bye-bye. The Spritebot gave a brief burst of static and began playing some music, floating away in the direction of Canterlot. Wow, music! Yes, music! Cool, Mr. Voice, do we have music too? Affirmative. I received several radio signals. Some of them are meant for entertainment. Fancy words again. Puppy frowned, trying to translate the sentence. This means we can have musics? Affirmative. Do it! After a few crackles of static, the radio began playing. The little filly in yellow continued south, trotting merrily along the lonesome road. Footnote. Level up. No, wait. Puppy uses a monster template. Does she get levels? I think not. Link to Chapter 2. All credits for the setting go to K-Cat, author of the original story for Equestria, published on Equestria Daily. Puppy's Special. Strength 5. Perception 4. Endurance 5. Charisma 7. Intelligence 4. Agility 6. Luck 9. Edited by Sylvia and Yusir. Yay! Additional thanks to Anasumurami and Lamanams for reviewing, and a big help with some of the basic English I completely missed.